A nonprofit is donating LGBTQ books to California school libraries. Their goal is to make it accessible to youth, but some teachers and parents are speaking out against it.
Nonprofit Gender Nation is giving out LGBTQ books to public school libraries. On Tuesday, they celebrated the donation in the West Contra Costa Unified School District.
And this is an incredible opportunity for our students to learn about others who share the same experience that they do, to feel safe and protected from bullying.
Thousands of LGBTQ books will be donated to 9 Bay Area school districts: Alameda, Albany, Berkeley, Fairfield, Oakland, Piedmont, San Francisco, San Mateo, and West Contra Costa.
Today, we can proudly say that hundreds of thousands of kids have access to these books. That is hundreds of thousands of kids who now go to schools that are just a little bit more welcoming, a little bit more representative of either them or someone in their lives.
According to Gender Nation's website, they provide access to stories that represent people all across the sexuality and gender spectrum so that kids can feel more seen and heard and supported early on in their development. But not everyone feels the same way. A teacher from the West Contra Costa district said the messaging creates contradictions.
I think it's almost like we're trying to solve bullying while we're creating bullying, because now we have these very favored groups. And if you're not an ally of LGBTQIA+, or you're not affirming, then aren't you, in their language, now a hater?
Their minds are very, very impressionable. And from what I see, it's not right to push this stuff on children. Children should remain innocent as long as possible. They don't need these ideas pushed into their head.
Students are being indoctrinated during lunchtime with a specific plan to not alert parents. So how did parents become second-class citizens in the rearing and training and nurturing and guidance of their own offspring? That's what's upsetting to so many.
Both Disbrow and Miranda believe that school should be a place where kids focus on learning English, math, art, and science. Eileen Ang, NTD News, California.
Though smash and grab robbery has slowed down in California, it is still happening. But what the robbers didn't count on this time was the staff fighting back by throwing whatever they could at the crooks.
Smash and grab robbers targeted Davis Jewelers in the city of El Monte, located in Alley County, on Tuesday afternoon at 1:15. 3 male suspects entered the store with hammers, smashing cases, trying to get away with the most expensive jewelry. But there was a twist when the store's owner, who requested to remain anonymous for his own safety, tried to stop the crooks.
We fought back. We started throwing chairs at them or whatever we had that we can grab our hands on. You know, we were throwing staplers, calculator, whatever we can find to throw at them. I grabbed a chair and a stool, and I ended up hitting one of them, you know. It happened so quickly, maybe like 40 seconds that it took them to come in and do it, yeah. But they came really violently, you know, like just smashing the cases.
The staff, not giving up without a fight, chased the crooks outside the store. The owner was injured in the scuffle.
Yes, I went after them. I actually fought with them, you know, struggled with them. I tried to punch them, kick them, and when I was doing that, they tried to hit me with the hammer. They ended up hitting me on my eye, yeah.
The crooks ended up escaping with around $950,000 in jewelry. The owner said he's recovering but still feels angry that it happened. This was the first time the store experienced a smash and grab robbery in the 10 years it's been in El Monte. The owner mentioned the police are investigating to see if there is any connection to previous robberies in nearby cities. Surveillance cameras caught footage of the thieves jumping into a black Chevrolet Avalanche. The owner asked the public to contact the El Monte Police Department if they have any information. I spoke with the owner of the store. and he's asking the public if they saw anything regarding this crime to please contact the El Monte Police Department. Jackie Rios, NTD News.
Over 100 people were arrested in a Los Angeles County marijuana grow operation. This is after the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department said they will crack down on illegal marijuana farms. According to the Sheriff's Department, the marijuana eradication team served 116 marijuana cultivation-related search warrants in the Antelope Valley in the first 4 months of this year. They made 100 misdemeanor arrests and 7 felony arrests. Authorities also seized over 100,000 marijuana plants, 53 firearms, and destroyed nearly 15,000 pounds of harvested marijuana. Additionally, authorities served search warrants to 80% of the identified 350 outdoor cultivation sites. And the Sheriff's Department anticipates warrants will be served at the remaining 20% by fall 2022. In Southern California, police arrested 2 people responsible for a series of vehicle burglaries. They used a special modified Mercedes-Benz, which is equipped with tools to steal both belongings and gas. Police said it looked like something from a spy movie.
An Orange County resident alerted the Irvine Police Department about a suspicious vehicle possibly involved in previous vehicle burglaries. Officers found the white Mercedes-Benz, saying it was something like out of a James Bond movie. The vehicle's license plate could flip with the push of a button. There was also an elaborate gas siphoning device that transferred fuel from one vehicle into another vehicle's gas tank. They also found burglary tools, evidence of ID theft, and stolen property. 2 people were arrested and charged with vehicle burglary, vehicle theft, identity theft, possession of stolen property, and possession of burglary tools.
Scientists are concerned about the significant threat that a new invasive species may have in California. The Asian jumping worm, though their name almost sounds comical, are quite destructive. And it's just a warning to those who aren't a fan of worms, the next story may bug you. NTD's David Lamb reports.
Amenthus agrestis is a species of worm, but unlike regular earthworms, they can jump and wiggle around vigorously. They're also known as the Asian jumping worm, Asian crazy worm, or Alabama jumper. It was reportedly first seen in California last July in Napa County, though several people said on Twitter they've seen the worms before. They likely came into the state through moving potted plants, soil, compost, or fishing bait. The U.S. Forest Service reports that the jumping worm can flip up to a foot off the ground. If they get into a forest or garden, it may open up a can of worms. Researchers like Lee Freilich are concerned about this species. This forest ecology researcher said the jumping worms can cause erosion to the top 2 inches of soil. This makes the soil loose and ultimately affects plant growth.
And if the plants are destroyed, the whole plant pollinator network goes down, and that's the base of the whole ecosystem.
The worms are considered non-native and invasive.
There's a band around a mature worm called the clitellum, and in a jumping worm that goes all the way around and it tends to be lighter colored in the jumping worms, and they're quite aggressive compared to the European worms. They spread faster, they thrash around when you touch them.
The Forest Service said they'd be less problematic if they didn't spread into forests. According to the Department of Agriculture, the Asian jumping worm is an invasive species and is native to East Central Asia. They were found in the U.S. late 1800s, but have been recently invading natural habitats in the Northeast and Midwest. People are advised to report them to the Department of Natural Resources if found. David Lamb, NTD News, California.